Welcome, everybody. A short Dvar Torah on Parshas Noach. So the Parsha begins, as we all know, Eile Toldos Noach, ish tzaddik, tamim haya b'dorotav, eto Elokim yitalech Noach. But Chazal were really, really careful in the pasuk, right? What's b'dorotav? So Chazal quote two deos. The first is Yesh merabotenu dorshim lishvach, ilu haya im haya tzaddik kol kach harbe b'doro shalo, im haya b'doro shel tzaddikim haya tzaddik harbe yoter. Right? If Noach was able to overcome being in a door of all Rishaim, and he could be a tzaddik in that generation, if he'd been in a generation of other tzaddikim, he'd be even more so. V'yesh dorshim oshol lignai. Ilo haya b'doro shel Avraham, lo haya nachshav leklum. Now you ask yourself, because it's a medrash that we've heard many, many times, you ask yourself, why are Chazal so nitpicky? Why are they so careful? Why are they looking for something wrong with Noach? To me, it seems like a really good statement. Avram doesn't get anything like that. Noach gets, he was tzaddik, tamim haya b'dorotav. Obviously, it's a good thing. So what are Chazal looking for? And after a while, they're looking for something that's not in the Torah. Right? They're looking for Noach taking advantage of the opportunity and telling everybody else in his generation, it's time to do tshuva. It's really bad. The situation's getting out of control. Now, we read about Yonah on Yom Kippur. And at least Yonah's aware of the fact that if he tells people, there's a good chance they'll listen. And then God won't destroy Nineveh. But Noach doesn't take a chance at all. Noach goes about building his teva. There is zero sources, there's no representation, there's no suggestion whatsoever that Noach tries to get people to do tshuva. So that's the first problem. But there's a second problem, and that's what happens after the Mabul. Vayachal Noach isha adama vayita karem. Right? Yesh min hayayin vayishkar vayiskal b'soch ha'alo, etc., etc. Noach gets drunk. And Rav Lichtenstein Zatzal wants to ask the question. I understand, even if you say that yesh dorshim lignai, but to get drunk, the first thing you do after you're saved from the Mabul is build a vineyard and get drunk? And Rav Lichtenstein very perceptively said as follows. There are two types of people in the world. There are people who look at themselves and judge themselves by who they are and what their activities are. Then there are people who judge themselves in relation to others. And he said as follows, before the Mabul, Noach looked at other people and saw himself as better, correctly so. He really was better. And so therefore he was a tzaddik. But the second the Mabul ended, he wasn't better than anybody else. He just had 3 sons. There was nobody in the world. When Noach looked at other people, there were no other people to look at. As a result, he fell apart. As a result, he became the kind of person who just becomes drunk and does averos and what have you. And now we get to the very end, which is, what's the result of all this? So HaKadosh Baruch Hu looks out and says, I need a new start. I'm going to have to turn to somebody else. Because if I have everybody in the world be the chosen people, if I have everybody saying, this is the Torah, these are the mitzvos, these are Zayin mitzvos b'nei Noach, and people have to abide by them, I may get a Noach from time to time, but I'm going to get worse people. And even a Noach from time to time won't be good enough. I have to pick Avraham. What's the difference between Noach and Avraham? Avraham cares about all people, whether they're better than him, whether they're worse from him. Stom, Avimelech, and on and on. Avraham knows, presumably, that the Anshe Stom Ra'im v'chataim Lashem me'od. But it doesn't matter, because Avram feels an obligation to Stom. Avram feels an obligation to Avimelech. Avram feels an obligation to the whole world. And that obligation is what HaKadosh Baruch Hu is looking for. And so, yesh darshim l'shvach, yesh darshim l'gnai. But in the end, if you really look behind it, kulam darshim l'gnai. Because Noach was unable to look for and to find the good parts in the world. Noach was unable to try to get people to do tshuva, and as a result, Noach became drunk. Yehi ratzon, that we, unlike Noach, will be a model for other people, will reach out to other people, will impact on other people, and will help HaKadosh Baruch Hu create a better world. Shabbat Shalom.